Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. Four Caps Killer. I saw the newest trailer that they released for Death Stranding. This is the official trailer of Death Stranding because the game's coming out next Friday. Um, and what I've seen here so far, it really has the elements of it's a Kojima game. It has that signature of Hideo Kojima. It has rich characters. Uh, has that anime story to it. That Kojima style storytelling that we all know and love, and I think that's the beauty about this game. Now, as far as what's going on in the game, I do have my theories, and well, here's what happened. There was an interview with Norman Reedus. It was like a week ago, and I think by accident he said it. I don't know, what was he thinking? But someone asked him, "So what's the whole point of this game?" Someone asked him a question, and he said, "Well, the best way to explain this game it's about bringing people together, not disconnecting people, bringing them together, and that's the whole premise with this game because people have been out of touch with a human touch, and it's time to reconnect and bring the real human touch while we're fighting against these entities." So, did he spoil it too much? I mean, to some extent, I guess maybe he did. But still, there's so much we don't know. We don't know what does that mean. What do they mean by being disconnected? What happened? Stuff like that. There's so much unknown. There's still so much unknown in this game. But I was surprised that he leaked it out. That he kind of leaked it out a little bit, and that he said that. But looking at this trailer is just mind blowing, man. From beginning to the end, and you really don't know. That's the beauty about this trailer. You really have no clue what's going on. So far, we do understand that there's this organization called the Bridges, and we do know that they're fighting against this entity, whatever this supernatural entity is that they're fighting against. Okay, uh, but other than that, we don't know a hell of a lot more. So did Norman Reedus spoil it? I guess if you look at it, maybe from my perspective, it's a little bit of a spoiler, I guess. Not too much, but a little bit of a spoiler. People are being disconnected. People need to be reconnected. They lost the human touch. What does that mean? Does that mean people are so glued into their cell phones or social media or internet? Is the message somehow being brought across to today's world? Is Hideo Kojima trying to tell us with this game that if we continue with the social media and being connected to the internet all the time and not talking to people face to face, is this going to end up to some kind of a brave new world? There's that, obviously, and there's that element. I was thinking about that, and if that's the case, well, then that might be something to that story, but there's still so much we don't know about this game. It is a PlayStation 4 Pro enhanced trailer, so everything that you see here it's from PlayStation 4 Pro enhanced. Uh, it's not going to run in an 84K, as everybody should understand that. This will be checkerboard, probably 2560, 1440. I'm just being realistic here. The most likely case scenario is going to be 2560 by 1440 upscale to 4K with high dynamic range, and that's pretty darn good for this game. Okay, it's still gonna look good. It's not gonna be your native 4K, but it's still gonna be a 4K. It's just upscaled 4K with a really good source resolution of 1440p, and then HDR. Now, this character, we don't know so much about him and what his role is and what happened to him. Did he Did he somehow, is he the freak accident of this whole thing that happened? That he unlocked this Pandora box? There's so much here that we don't know. Okay, but the one message I'm getting here, and I think this will be something that I don't know if it's going to be controversial or not. Maybe, I guess, with today's society and social media, you will always have some sort of controversy, whether you like it or not. I believe that the message that Hideo Kojima is sending here is the future of the world looks very bleak if we continue with this isolation, uh, being connected to the internet, and being diverse, being uh, isolated with different groups, with different ideals. Maybe that's a little bit of that message there too. But in every game that he does, listen, every game that Hideo Kojima makes, there's always some sort of a message. Whether you play Metal Gear or you play this, there's always a certain message that Hideo Kojima likes to project out there. Now, looking at the graphics, it's a Decima engine, guys. Um, that's my theories that I talked about the story and what I believe. Okay, but looking at the Decima engine is just mind blowing. And Horizon Zero Dawn, if you guys play that game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is just on a new level of that. This is like on a whole new level. And dynamic weather, rain, night, day, snow. I mean, this game has it all. Has all of the elements implemented in there. And hold on a second. I can't believe this just happened. My Call of Duty was updating. um, the graphics are amazing. I mean, I think the one thing you guys are going to be blown away is by the graphics when you start playing this game on your 4K televisions. It's a one thing looking at the video, compressed video. It's a whole new experience when you are playing something directly from your console to your television, whether it's a OLED or a QLED. To me personally, I think this game will look the best on the OLED, because the LCD panel just simply cannot achieve that level of contrast ratio that the OLED can. That's a fact. I mean, you can listen to whoever you want to listen to. You can watch whoever you want to watch. That's a fact. Okay, the LCD technology. I don't care if it's a mini LED or whatever the hell you got. It's still LCD. No LCD technology can achieve the level of detail that the emitting technology that OLED has can do, because it's emitting by itself. Okay, let me put it to in one perspective. Every and each pixel, it's emitting by itself. Therefore, the colors, every single color, every single level of black digital levels, white digital levels, the colors, billions of colors, everything, it's going to look better on that screen, on that OLED, because it's producing you the best possible level of detail. All right, depending obviously on what resolution you're watching, but the OLED will do that for you. The LCD just simply cannot achieve that level of detail. I'm not saying that you're not going to have a decent picture. Sure, you will have a good picture on the LCD, but don't expect the level of detail. This is like a whole new level on the OLED. The OLED, this game will look the best on the OLED, just like as every other game looks on the OLED. Now, this fear of burning, if you have that, well, I cannot help you with that. Okay, I have my OLED now for how many years? I mean, how many months? 11 months. 11 months. And it's my fourth OLED. I haven't had any issues, so that's all I can tell you. If you have a fear of burning, then don't buy the OLED. But just remember, you're gonna be missing out on having the best experience. You want to experience this game? Well, guess what? The best place for you to experience this game, it's on the OLED. Okay, and that's just a fact, you know. So I don't know what else to tell you. Now, if you're afraid of the burn-in, well then, too bad. Stick with your QLED, stick with your Vizios, stick with your TCL. Fine by me, but don't expect to have a level of detail that you're gonna have with the OLED. Okay, just don't expect that. I don't care how many types of picture settings you try to utilize on that TV. Ain't no way in hell that you're gonna reach the contrast level detail and the beautiful color representation that the OLED's gonna bring you. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Uh, I wanna bring my thoughts on this trailer and couple of things. I gave you my theory. Like I said, Norman Reedus kind of had already spoiled a little bit for me because now I know that there's something going on with uh, people being disconnected, and this whole crisis led to people being disconnected. It's time to reconnect the people with a human touch, and that's something that's missing. Now, does this message relate to today's world, the way people are? Everybody's online, everybody's on social media. No one's actually communicating with each other. No one's actually having that human touch of communication. Does that message relay to today's society? Is that the message that Hideo Kojima is trying to bring? I don't, could be. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is the message, because otherwise, why would Norman Reedus talk about that? Why would he spill the beans and say that? Okay. I don't know if Hideo Kojima is happy that he maybe mentioned that. I don't know. Maybe that was supposed to be a secret. I don't know how many of you have seen that interview. Okay. By the way, Norman Reedus was really tired when he was doing that interview, and even he said, "I'm tired. I'm filming Walking Dead. That I'm doing this. I have to go to San Diego. That I'm doing something else." So, and it's like he kind of spilled the beans a little bit, not by too much, but still. So, what do we know about Hideo Kojima's game? All right, now I'll just let you know right up front what I know. This is not a spoiler. This is just what I know. Okay, something happened to the world and to the United States. Okay, and there is this company called The Bridges. The Bridges is a company that's supposed to bring the United Cities of America together. They're supposed to bring people together. Now, there is this entity, this supernatural, that it's not allowing that to happen, that it's stopping that from happening. This Pandora box that has been unlocked, that it's stopping a human being to get in touch with another human being, meaning no more reproduction of human. And it's this entity that is probably trying to wipe us out, this entity that's trying to take over, that doesn't want us to reproduce or doesn't want us to be together, to be united. And it's manipulating us and it's stopping us from reproduction. That could be that too, and this is the reason for the babies and why the babies play a huge role in this game. Now, that's my theory. Again, I could be 100% totally wrong about that, but that's the way I feel. That's what I'm getting at here from this game. Obviously, we all could be wrong. I could be. That's the beauty about this game, that my theory will be wrong. And it's like, oh, it's not what you think. You think this, but it's actually this. You thought maybe it's this, but it's actually this. And that's what's so great about Hideo Kojima games is that you don't know. You don't know till you start playing it. Okay. And that's why everyone is so excited about this game, because of so much secrecy, because of so much unknown. Now, as far as the graphics, I already talked about it. It's probably going to be 2560 by 1440, upscale to 4K with HDR, and 2560 1440. It's a pretty good source resolution for a game like this over the original PlayStation 4. to have that upgrade of 2560 by 1440, upscale to 4K with HDR. It's going to look pretty darn good on your 4K television, but it's going to look better on the OLED. Okay. As far as the frame rates, I'm guessing 30 FPS. Okay, don't expect this game to go anything above 30. This thing will be locked at 30, and it's gonna stay there. It might drop down a few frames here and there on certain scenes, probably certain games. I mean, certain levels. I'm sorry, on the certain levels, we might see a frame rate drop, maybe 27, 26, but it'll probably stay most of the time at the 30 FPS. So don't expect the frame rate to be like, super fast. Um, so that's what I think. That's what I think about the resolution. Resolution 2560 by 1440, upscale to 4K, HDR, and of course 30 frames per second. And it's gonna look good with the DECIMA engine. Don't worry, it's gonna look good regardless. So there you have it. I gave you my theory. I gave you a scoop about Norman Reedus and what he has spoiled, and I gave you my predictions on the resolution: 2560 by 1440, upscale to 4K with high dynamic range, 30 frames per second. Don't expect it to go anything above that. It's going to stay 30 FPS. It might drop a few frames here and there, but mainly it's going to be 30 FPS. Can't wait to play this game. It's going to be awesome. So there you have it. That's really all I have for you guys as far as this final trailer before we start playing this game. Now, I will, of course, do a bunch of tests, looking at the OLED version. Looking at the version of this game on the OLED, and then looking at the QLED. I'll be mainly focused on OLED and QLED to see what I can do as far as the picture settings and the game HDR slider settings, and then I will do probably. It's gonna be done like this in 4K with the green screen. I'll probably do like first 3 hours live stream. I'm not gonna go above 3 hours. On Friday, November 8th, I will do only first 3 hours of the live stream, and I'll give you my thoughts and ideas and what I think. But I'm gonna try not to spoil too much. So there you have it. There you have it, guys. I can't wait to play this. Like I said, I'll only do like first 3 hours of the game. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just kind of gonna be with you on the live stream, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on what I think about the beginning of first 3 hours of the game, how I feel about the gameplay, how does it feel playing the character. You know, there will be a lot of cutscenes in Hideo Kojima game. That's the thing. It's not one of those games where you're gonna be focused too much on doing other things. You will see a lot of cutscenes, and Hideo Kojima games are known for a lot of cutscenes, so there'll be plenty of that. So, like I said, I'll only do 3 hours, first 3 hours of the game, and then after that, I'm not gonna touch it, unless you guys want me to like continue playing it. All right, well, there you have it. The game's almost here next Friday, so can't wait to check it out. Can't wait to play it. And there you have it. That's how I feel about this trailer. Next Friday, it's in my hands. Next Friday.